Hi everyone. The problem now that we are going to solve involves the input table as emp info. So this table has below columns emp ID, which is the ID of the employee, emp name, which is the name of the employee, emp location, which is the location of the employee, emp gender, which is the gender of the employee, emp manager ID, that is the manager ID to which the employee is reporting. So each entry here corresponds to the entry of an employee. It gives the information related to the employee as to what is their location, what is their gender, and to which manager they are reporting. So, for example, this entry with employee Gargi, she is reporting to employee with ID 21. So, 21 is Rupali. That means Gargi is reporting to Rupali. So, this is the input details that we have. As part of the output, we have to find the employees who have same number of reportee as the number of reportee to their managers, which means that the number of people who are reporting to an employee should be equal to the number of people who are reporting to their managers. So before checking what is the expected output, let's see one small kind of demo. So whatever input we have, we kind of have structured here. So for example, the way the employees are reporting to their managers is represented here. So as we saw, Gargi is reporting to Rupali, and similarly here Vijay also is reporting to Rupali. So here in the brackets, what we see is the number of employees who are reporting to this employee. So to Rupali, there are two employees who are reporting. Similarly to Sachin, there are two employees who are reporting. To Rahul, there is only one employee who is reporting. So likewise, we have that structure created here. Now, as part of the output, we are looking for employees whose to whom the number of employees reporting is equal to the number of employees reporting to their managers. So for example, to Rupali, there are two people reporting, Gargi and Vijay. And Rupali's manager is Sachin. And Sachin also has two reportee to him, that is Rupali and Rahul. So here the output will be Rupali, as the number of people reporting to Rupali and her manager is the same, that is 2. So likewise, we have to generate the output. Another example could be Vijay. So Vijay has two people reporting to him, and Vijay's manager is Rupali, to whom also there are two people reporting. Another example could be Yashwant. So to Yashwant, there is only one employee who is reporting, who is Yogesh, and Yashwant's manager Rahul also has only one person reporting to him. Now, in case the number of people reporting is different, so for example, here for employee Rahul, he to him only one person is reporting, and his manager has two people reporting to him. So this two and one is not same. That's why Rahul will not be in the output. So hope it is clear what is expected here and what output we need. So like we saw, we will have this three employees as part of our output. So that is the details that we have here, and these are the people. So along with this, these are all the input columns that we have till the manager ID. So these are all the input columns. Apart from this, we have to derive two columns, that is the number of people reporting to this employee and the number of people who are reporting to the manager, and this count has to be same. So let's work on this problem, and we'll try to generate this output. So we will start working on the input table, which is emp info. So we will fetch all the records from this table. Now what we will do is, first of all, we will find out how many people are reporting to each of the employees, and that we can determine using this column, that is emp manager ID. So what we will do is, on this emp manager ID, we will do a grouping and we will find the total count. Because if we see here, for example, this manager 21. So if we can count the number of entries that are present here, it will indicate the number of people who are reporting to this manager. So for example, to 21, Vijay and Gargi are reporting. 21 is Rupali. So this way, if we can count out how many entries are there for particular manager ID, we can identify how many people are reporting to that manager. So that is what we are doing. We are doing the counting here. We will group by this emp manager ID, and let's call this column as emp ID itself. Okay, so let's run and see the output. So this is the output we have. Now we have the information, and let's call this as total reportee, total people who are reporting to this ID. So for each of the ID, we now have the information of how many employees are reporting to that employee ID. Okay, so now we have this information. So now what we will do is, let's treat this as part of a CTE. So let's call it as reportee CTE. Now what we will do is, we will take the data from the input table emp info, and for each of this employee, we will find out how many people are reporting to them. Here, what we have just generated, that gives the information of how many people are reporting. So if we can join our source table on the ID and employee ID column, we can find out how many people are reporting to the employee. So that is what we will do. We will give the alias of the main table as E. We will do a left join here with the CTE that we have just generated, that is this data, that is reportee CTE. Let's give the alias as R, and we will join on the emp ID column and ID column. So based on this column, we will fetch this column wherever the match is found. So what we will do is, we will keep all the columns from the source table, that is employee, and from this table, let's keep only the total reportee column and call it as emp reportee. That is the number of employees who are reporting to these employees, what we are talking about. So let's run and see the output. So this is the output that we have. So what we have done, we have identified to each of these employee how many people are reporting. Okay, so this is kind of one part of the problem that we have solved. We have identified how many people are reporting to the employee. Now what we need to do is, we need to find out how many people are reporting to the managers. And how we can do that? We can join this column and with the initial CTE that we had created, the number of people reporting to the particular ID. So we will join this column with the ID column and fetch this total reportee column. So on this data itself, treating it on the left side, we will do a left join again. So we will do a left join and we will join this data again with the same CTE that we generated, as it has the number of count of each ID as to how many people are reporting to the particular ID. So what we will do is, we will do left join again, and again we are doing it on the CTE column. Let's call it R2 this time, but observe the difference. Now from the source table, so this is the output that we just generated. These columns are coming from the employee info table. Okay, and the alias is E. This column came from the reportee CTE. So now we are joining on this column. Okay, so it is coming from employee table. So that is emp manager ID, and from the new count from this CTE, which we have called as R2, we will join based on the ID column. Okay, and from this column, what we are going to take? We are going to take just the total reportee column, and this we will call as manager reportee. Let's run and see the output. So we have derived the column which shows how many people are reporting to these managers. So we have first of all got how many people are reporting to the particular employee. So for example, two people are reporting to employee ID 21, one person is reporting to employee ID 78, and so on. Now we have identified how many people are reporting to the manager ID as well for these entries. So like for manager ID 12, two people are reporting. So hope it is clear. By using the separate joins, one join for finding how many people are reporting to the employee, another join for finding how many people are reporting to the manager ID, we have generated the two columns, employee reportee and manager reportee. So if we are able to reach till this point, the next step is very simple. We simply have to retain those records where these two column values are matching. So what we will do is we will add this as part of a CTE. We could also add it as part of a inner query. That is also fine. So let's call it as employee CTE, or let's call it as manager CTE. Employee CTE will be suitable. Okay. So let's call it that. And now what we will do is we will work on this MCT that we just generated, and we have to simply filter, that is keep only those records where these columns are matching. Which columns? The reportee columns. So employee reportee is equal to manager reportee. So if that is matching, so we will retain only those records. So let's run and see the output. So we have got the final output that we were looking for. We have identified who are the employees to whom the number of reportees that are there is same as the number of reportee to the manager of that employee. So we had these three employees whose manager also have same number of people reporting to them as the number of people that are reporting to these employees. So this is the output that we have generated. So now let us see the query once again. So this is the query that we have written. Okay, and we will do a quick summary as to how we have achieved the results. So first of all, using this employee manager ID, we have checked the number of entries present. By grouping on this manager ID, we have identified the total entries present. That will give us the number of people who are reporting to this ID. So once we have this information, we will work on the main table. We will join with this table on the ID column, and then we will fetch the reportee column, and we will call as employee reportee, as we are joining on the emp ID column with this column. Now, to fetch the number of people who are reporting to the manager, we are doing the join again with this table we can call the CTE that is there, and this time see the join condition difference. Now we are joining on the manager ID column with this ID column so as to fetch the number of reportee from this table R2. Okay, and this time we will call this as manager reportee. So once we have these two columns, we simply have to check if the values are same, and if they are same, we will just fetch only those entries. So this way we have solved the problem. So there will be create table and insert statements added in the description. Please go through it. If you have any alternate solution, please post in the comments. Please share this video in your circle so that more people can benefit from it. If you found the video useful, please like it. If you have not yet subscribed the channel, please subscribe the channel, and please add your feedback in the comments. Thank you.